Family Matters, 1989 to 1998, brought laughter, heart, and unforgettable catchphrases into living rooms around the world, thanks to the lovable Winslow family and the iconic Steve Urkel. But what happened to the cast after the cameras stopped rolling? From career highs and personal struggles to surprising twists and unexpected paths, we're uncovering the real-life journeys of Jaleel White, Reginald VelJohnson, Marie Payton, and the rest of the cast in 2025. Whether you grew up laughing at Urkel's antics or are revisiting this classic sitcom, this deep dive promises nostalgia, shocking updates, and the untold stories behind the faces that made television history. Rosetta Lenoir was born on August 8, 1911, in New York City, and took on the role of Estelle Mother Winslow in Family Matters in 1989 at the age of 78. Mother Winslow was the beating heart of the Winslow household, wise, warm, unflinchingly honest, and often the voice of reason in the chaotic world of Urkel and the family's everyday mishaps. Off-screen, Lenoir's life was a tapestry of pioneering achievements, shadowed by the quiet battles of a woman determined to break racial barriers in theater. She founded the AMAS Repertory Theater to provide equitable opportunities for actors of color, often clashing with the entrenched prejudices of Broadway and regional theater directors. Her childhood was framed by the Great Depression, economic hardship, and social constraints that forced her to develop resilience, a strong sense of self, and a capacity to mask vulnerability under a confident exterior. Professionally, she thrived yet faced subtle marginalization due to her race and age, navigating a world that rarely offered substantial roles for African American women past their 20s. She endured countless rejections and moments where her talent was overshadowed by prejudice. Personal life was intentionally private, and she avoided the tabloid culture that entangled many contemporaries. Though colleagues noted her occasional fierce temper when her authority or vision was challenged, Lenoir's stability was reinforced by her activism and creative drive, though she faced the cumulative toll of decades in a demanding, often unwelcoming industry. She passed away on March 17, 2002, at age 90 from complications related to diabetes and possibly pneumonia, leaving behind an estate estimated at $1 million, a modest reflection of her cultural influence and decades of dedication to equity and artistry. Barry Jenner was born on January 14, 1941, in Philadelphia, and took on the role of Lieutenant Lou Murtaugh in Family Matters in 1990 at age 49. Murtaugh, the stern, no-nonsense, overbearing police lieutenant, pushed Carl Winslow to absurd extremes, offering comic tension and authority in the otherwise light-hearted family dynamic. Off-screen, Jenner led a life that reflected both discipline and duality, serving as a reserve officer with the LAPD for 21 years while maintaining a robust acting career in television and film, a balancing act that drew admiration and occasional skepticism in Hollywood circles. His childhood was defined by modest means, early encounters with authority, and a drive to excel in structured environments, which shaped both his professional demeanor and his commanding screen presence. Career highs included steady television work and recurring roles on Dallas, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and game shows, yet he navigated setbacks including typecasting, industry politics, and moments when his dual careers were questioned. Though he maintained a reputation for professionalism, personal life challenges included balancing demanding careers with family obligations and the pressures of sustaining relevance in a youth-centric industry, though Jenner avoided scandal and managed relationships discreetly. Stability was tested by the physical and emotional demands of law enforcement, combined with the irregularities of acting. Yet he remained active and respected in both spheres. Barry Jenner died on August 9, 2016, aged 75 from acute myeloid leukemia, leaving an estate estimated at $1.5 million, a testament to decades of steady work, disciplined living, and a rare career that straddled the line between fictional authority and real-life service. Michelle Thomas was born on September 23, 1968, in Brookline, Massachusetts, and joined Family Matters in 1993 at age 25 as Myra Monkhouse, the sweet, devoted, and adorably obsessive girlfriend of Steve Urkel. Myra's bubbly demeanor, romantic idealism, and fierce loyalty captured the hearts of audiences. Yet behind the camera, Thomas's life was tragically brief and intensely private. Her childhood, though relatively stable, was shadowed by the early awareness of mortality and personal discipline. She cultivated an independent and compassionate nature, masking any insecurities behind a warm, approachable demeanor. Career highs included a string of television successes, from The Cosby Show to The Young and the Restless. But she faced the silent pressure of Hollywood typecasting and the constant fear of career stagnation common to young actresses in sitcoms, though she avoided public scandal. Personal relationships, including her romance with co-star Malcolm Jamal Warner, were conducted quietly and without the media fanfare typical of rising stars, highlighting her reserved and thoughtful approach to fame. Stability in her life was cruelly interrupted by the rare and aggressive desmoplastic small round cell tumor that ultimately claimed her life. Michelle Thomas died on December 23, 1998, at the age of 30, leaving behind a net worth likely in the low six figures, a modest sum for a talent of her caliber, underscoring the tragic brevity of a life and career brimming with promise and emotional resonance. Dick O'Neill, born August 29, 1928, joined Family Matters in 1996 at age 68 as Commissioner Geiss, the rigid, by-the-book superior to Carl Winslow, whose presence consistently highlighted the tension between authority and empathy in the show's narrative. Geiss's unyielding demeanor and often humorless approach made him both an obstacle and a source of comic frustration, earning audience affection for the way Carl navigated bureaucracy. Off-screen, O'Neill's life was steeped in the disciplined grind of character acting. Born in New York City to a modest family, he endured financial instability and early exposure to harsh social critiques that honed his resilience and adaptability. His career, prolific yet understated, included roles in Cagney and Lacey, The Jerk, and The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, though he occasionally clashed with directors over creative interpretation, earning a reputation for being outspoken and sometimes difficult on set. Despite these tensions, no major public scandals marred his career, though insiders recall his occasional cantankerous temperament and heavy smoking habit, which contributed to chronic health issues later in life. Personal life included a devoted marriage and fatherhood of 3, though the pressures of Hollywood life and relentless work schedules placed strains on family connections that were rarely publicized. O'Neill faced the ultimate biographical struggle with heart health, succumbing to heart failure on November 17, 1998, at age 70. His net worth at death was estimated around $1 million, reflecting decades of consistent, if unspectacular, work, leaving a legacy as a quintessential character actor whose sharp wit and solid performances made him a quietly enduring presence in television history. Ellen Albertini Dow, born November 16, 1913, appeared in Family Matters in 1990 at age 77 as an unnamed elderly lady whose quirkiness and charm added texture and warmth to the series' communal scenes. Though a minor role, Dow's presence encapsulated her signature ability to blend eccentricity with humanity, capturing audience affection with subtle humor and timing. Her childhood in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, was marked by modest means, repeated setbacks, and societal expectations that often clashed with her creative ambitions, cultivating a resilience and playful defiance she carried into her later life. Dow's career began as a drama coach, only achieving widespread recognition in her 80s with roles such as the rapping granny in The Wedding Singer. Yet even before that, she appeared in numerous character roles, enduring long stretches of minor or uncredited work, while navigating an industry that offered few opportunities for older actresses. She was celebrated for her professionalism and energy, though insiders occasionally remarked on her insistence on creative input, which sometimes clashed with younger directors or actors. Personal life was largely private, marked by independence rather than scandal, though her eccentricity and nonconformist personality were legendary among colleagues. She faced the natural struggles of longevity, eventually succumbing to pneumonia on May 4, 2015, at age 101, leaving behind an estimated net worth of $2 million, largely accumulated from late career successes and savvy management of royalties. Dow's legacy is one of late-blooming fame, joyful eccentricity, and a testament to perseverance, creativity, and the hidden depth behind characters who, though small in screen time, leave an indelible impression on audiences. Arnold Johnson, born November 15, 1921, became Fletcher Thomas in Family Matters in 1990 at age 69, portraying Estelle Winslow's gentle and devout second husband, whose moral clarity and quiet strength brought stability to the Winslow household. Fletcher was a calming presence amidst the series' chaos, his kindness and faith earning audience admiration and serving as a counterpoint to Carl's more impulsive, hands-on approach. Johnson's life was forged in the crucible of early 20th century Brooklyn, where financial precarity and racial tensions forced him to develop resilience, discipline, and a strong work ethic, shaping the grounded, dignified persona he later brought to screen. His career included significant roles in Putney Swope, Shaft, Rocky, and Menace to Society, though he faced recurring professional obstacles, including typecasting and being overlooked for lead roles, which he navigated with quiet determination. Johnson was known in the industry for his professionalism and deep, resonant voice, but insiders occasionally noted his stubbornness and intense personal standards, which could strain working relationships. Personal life was complex, marked by long-term devotion to his family while managing the demands of acting, though he largely avoided public scrutiny or scandal. Health complications eventually led to renal failure, and he passed away on April 10, 2000 at age 78. His net worth was modest, likely under $500,000, reflecting a steady but largely supporting role career. Johnson's enduring influence lies in his portrayals of integrity, calm authority, and the quiet dignity that enriched the ensemble dynamic of Family Matters and numerous other productions. Reginald VelJohnson, born August 16, 1952, became Carl Winslow in 1989 at age 37, embodying the stern yet lovable patriarch whose moral compass and comedic timing anchored Family Matters through nearly a decade of storytelling. Carl was the quintessential TV dad, firm, patient, occasionally exasperated, and relentlessly devoted to his family, a figure whose warmth and authority resonated with audiences across generations. VelJohnson's own upbringing in New York City was far from idyllic. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood marked by economic hardship, frequent relocations, and the social pressures of being a black child in an environment riddled with discrimination and expectations, cultivating resilience and a wry sense of humor as coping mechanisms. His career was steady, but not without obstacles. Though he achieved fame as a television father, and in films like Die Hard, he sometimes struggled with typecasting, limiting the diversity of roles offered to him. While he maintained a professional reputation free from scandal, VelJohnson reportedly faced personal frustrations navigating Hollywood's systemic inequities, including the racial stereotyping common to African American actors in the 1980s and 1990s, which forced him to carefully balance visibility with integrity. He has never married, choosing a private life away from media intrusion, and has largely avoided the personal controversies that ensnared many contemporaries. As of 2025, at age 73, his net worth is estimated at $5 million, reflecting decades of consistent work, residuals, and voice acting. VelJohnson's life and career illustrate a disciplined, understated navigation of fame. A man whose on-screen warmth masked the persistent professional vigilance and personal restraint required to sustain a long-lasting career in an industry fraught with both opportunity and subtle adversity. Darius McCrary, born May 1, 1976, joined Family Matters in 1989 at age 13 as Eddie Winslow, the cool, sometimes rebellious teenager whose charm and mischief often drove the show's moral and comedic arcs. Eddie was clever, occasionally defiant, and deeply relatable, embodying the trials of adolescence while reflecting the heart of a young black family navigating both everyday life and societal expectations, making him an audience favorite for his authentic, flawed humanity. McCrary's early life was turbulent. Growing up in Walnut, California, he experienced familial instability, financial hardship, and the intense scrutiny of a child actor trying to balance performance with education, often masking insecurities behind humor and bravado. Professionally, he encountered the challenges of transitioning from child to adult actor, enduring typecasting, public scrutiny, and disputes with producers, while his off-screen life was marked by high-profile personal controversies, including 3 marriages, allegations of domestic abuse, and publicized feuds, all of which complicated his public image. One of the most damaging episodes of his career involved accusations of personal misconduct that threatened both his reputation and professional relationships. Yet he persisted, leveraging his experience into roles in film, television, and music production. Despite these challenges, McCrary has built a substantial career and financial portfolio. As of 2025, a 49, his net worth is estimated at $16 million, supported by acting, music, and entrepreneurial ventures. His story is a vivid illustration of the complexities of fame, a mixture of talent, personal struggle, public scrutiny, and resilience, demonstrating how an actor can navigate scandal and adversity while maintaining relevance and professional accomplishment over decades. Jaleel White was born on November 27, 1976, and debuted as Steve Urkel in Family Matters in 1989 at age 13. Initially cast for a single episode before his nerdy, awkward charm exploded into cultural phenomenon. Urkel's high-pitched voice, exaggerated physical comedy, and relentless persistence made him the breakout star. Yet White's off-screen experience was far more complex. He struggled with being permanently typecast as the iconic nerd, which limited casting opportunities and created tension with co-stars, most notably Marie Payton, with whom he reportedly had creative disagreements that fueled behind-the-scenes friction. White's childhood in Culver City, California, offered little preparation for instant fame. Growing up in a modest household, he faced normal adolescent insecurities amplified by public scrutiny, cultivating a performance persona that masked vulnerability. Career highs, such as lucrative voice acting and production work, were offset by periods of personal and professional uncertainty, including navigating the aftermath of being pigeonholed in a single character, and the emotional toll of living under constant audience expectation. White's personal life included challenges in relationships, privacy invasion, and managing public perception, which at times felt like a relentless extension of his on-screen persona. Financially, at 49, he has built a net worth of approximately $8 million through strategic work in acting, producing, and voice roles, translating the fleeting fame of a child star into lasting financial stability. The darker undercurrent of his narrative highlights the pressures of overnight celebrity, the sacrifices of personal identity for professional longevity, and the psychological toll of embodying a character that eclipsed the man behind it, illustrating the hidden costs of becoming a cultural icon at a formative age. Kelly Shania Williams was born on March 22, 1976, and stepped into the role of Laura Winslow in Family Matters in 1989 at age 13, becoming the intelligent, poised, and morally grounded daughter whose presence often provided balance amid the chaos wrought by Steve Urkel's eccentric antics. Laura's character was the quintessential voice of reason, smart, confident, and empathetic, creating a connection with audiences who admired her patience, humor, and understated strength. Williams's childhood in Washington, D.C. was marked by modest means and the pressures of growing up in a racially charged environment, where she faced teasing for her interests and early ambitions in acting, developing resilience, and an ability to mask vulnerability behind a composed exterior. Her career, while successful, was not without its trials. Navigating Hollywood as a black child actress meant contending with limited roles, typecasting, and the subtle, sometimes overt pressures of the entertainment industry to maintain a squeaky clean image, while older peers courted scandal and notoriety. Williams distinguished herself through professionalism and a grounded demeanor, founding the Kelly Williams Program to mentor youth in media, turning her influence into tangible social impact. Personal life remained largely private, avoiding publicized relationships or controversies, yet maintaining such discretion in the glare of a long-running popular sitcom demanded discipline and emotional labor. Financially, at 49, her net worth of approximately $2 million reflects a career built on acting, public speaking, and community work. Modest by Hollywood standards, but significant for an actress who prioritized integrity over sensationalism. Behind the familiar, warm smile of Laura Winslow lies a narrative of navigating early fame, resisting the lure of scandal, and leveraging cultural impact into meaningful advocacy, revealing the resilience, intelligence, and quiet courage required to survive and thrive as a young black actress in the late 20th century entertainment landscape. Marie Payton was born on August 3, 1950, and assumed the role of Harriet Winslow in Family Matters in 1989 at age 39, portraying the strong, disciplined, and loving matriarch whose sharp wit and grounded authority anchored the Winslow household. Harriet's character evolved from her initial appearances on Perfect Strangers, becoming the moral and emotional core of Family Matters, balancing humor with stern guidance and earning her admiration from audiences who recognized both the warmth and toughness she brought to the role. Payton's childhood in Albany, Georgia, was defined by economic limitations and early exposure to systemic racial inequality, experiences that fostered resilience, determination, and an acute awareness of professional conduct. Her career, while steady, was punctuated by reported clashes with co-stars, particularly during the final season with Jaleel White, highlighting the hidden friction that can accompany creative differences on long-running shows. These disputes, coupled with industry pressures, shaped her decision to depart the series, revealing the professional challenges of sustaining authority and artistic integrity amid public scrutiny. Personal life included navigating marriage, family, and the challenges of maintaining privacy in a high-profile environment, all while advocating for herself and her career in a field notorious for undervaluing women of color. Financially, at 75, Payton's net worth is estimated at $1 million, derived from decades of acting, voice work, and television appearances, reflecting steady achievement rather than sensational accumulation. Beneath Harriet Winslow's composed exterior lies a story of strategic resilience, negotiation of public and private power, and the balancing act of sustaining career, family, and personal dignity in an entertainment landscape often hostile to both gender and racial identity, revealing a layered portrait of a woman who leveraged talent, intellect, and discipline to leave a lasting cultural imprint. Shawn Harrison was born on December 28, 1973, in Los Angeles, California, and joined Family Matters in 1990 at age 16, playing Waldo Geraldo Faldo, the well-meaning but dim-witted sidekick to Eddie Winslow. Waldo's comedic antics, naive optimism, and occasional pearls of unexpected wisdom made him a beloved figure, his character offering both levity and occasional moral grounding. Off-screen, Harrison's life contrasted sharply with the character's simplicity. His upbringing involved navigating a fractured family environment, and the death of his mother at age 18 left him grappling with grief just as his television career was taking off, forcing him to seek emotional resilience and maturity prematurely. Professionally, he faced the pressures of adolescent fame, including the risk of being pigeonholed as a comedic foil, and the challenges of transitioning to adult roles in an industry often unforgiving to former child and teen stars. While Harrison avoided public scandal, insiders occasionally noted his disciplined and analytical approach to acting, a reflection of his personal drive and desire to maintain control over his career trajectory. His personal life has largely remained private, yet the early loss of a parent, the pressures of Hollywood, and the struggle to balance personal ambitions with public expectations created persistent emotional and psychological challenges. Shawn Harrison has remained active in entertainment, including voice acting and guest appearances, a path reflecting his cautious navigation of the industry. As of 2025, he is 51 years old, living a relatively low-profile life while earning a steady income from ongoing television, voice work, and selective appearances, with an estimated net worth of $500,000, a testament to a career built not on scandal or sensationalism, but on measured persistence and resilience amid early tragedy and professional pressures. Naya Rivera, born January 12, 1987, joined Family Matters in 1992 at just 5 years old as Gwendolyn, a precocious, mischievous child whose presence foreshadowed the charisma and intensity she would later bring to her breakout role as Santana Lopez on Glee. Gwendolyn was small but commanding, offering moments of comic relief and precocious wisdom that belied her age, immediately capturing the audience's attention and hinting at Rivera's innate star quality. Her childhood was marked by instability. Born to a single mother in Valencia, California, she faced financial constraints, intense scrutiny, and early exposure to the pressures of the entertainment industry, learning quickly to mask fear and vulnerability behind charm and determination. Professionally, she navigated a path punctuated by both extraordinary opportunity and perilous pitfalls. Early fame brought typecasting and intense media attention, and her later career was frequently punctuated by tabloid scandals, including a turbulent marriage to Ryan Dorsey, public custody battles, and feuds with former co-stars, all magnified by social media. Rivera struggled with the pressures of maintaining an image that balanced her Latina heritage, LGBTQ+ advocacy, and Hollywood expectations, and she occasionally faced criticism for perceived temperamental behavior on set. Tragically, her life ended on July 8, 2020, when she drowned at age 33 while boating with her young son, cutting short a career defined by brilliance and complexity. Her estimated net worth at the time of death was $5 million, a testament to her work in television, music, and endorsements. Rivera's legacy is a mixture of dazzling talent, audacious individuality, and heartbreaking loss, leaving an enduring imprint on pop culture and social advocacy, while highlighting the intense vulnerabilities behind child stardom and adult fame. Bryton James was born on August 17, 1986, in Lakewood, California, and joined Family Matters in 1989 at age 3, portraying Richie Crawford from 1990 to 1991-1997. Richie was the embodiment of innocence and sweetness in the Winslow household, a child whose curiosity and warmth balanced the sitcom's humor and family drama, making him instantly endearing to viewers. Behind the camera, Bryton's early years were shaped by the pressures of child stardom. Acting from age 2 in a high-demand industry meant navigating auditions, long hours, and the subtle emotional manipulation common in Hollywood, forcing him to mask fears and insecurities with professionalism beyond his years. Career-wise, James transitioned from child actor to adult performer with remarkable discipline. Though he faced typecasting, the usual precariousness of acting contracts, and the constant need to reinvent himself to remain relevant. Rumors of on-set tension and clashes with older cast members surfaced occasionally, though none escalated to public scandal, reflecting the quiet struggles of growing up in a competitive, high-visibility environment. In his personal life, Bryton faced challenges balancing relationships with the demands of a career in daytime television. His marriage to Ashley Leisinger ended amicably in 2014, and a later long-term relationship with co-star Brittany Sarpy concluded in 2023, highlighting the ongoing difficulty of sustaining private happiness in a public profession. Beyond acting, he has channeled his energy into philanthropy, founding RADD Kids to promote sober driving among youth, demonstrating a commitment to social responsibility shaped by early exposure to Hollywood's intense environment. As of 2025, Bryton James is 39 years old, maintaining a flourishing career as Devon Hamilton on The Young and the Restless, voice actor and musician, with an estimated net worth exceeding $2 million, accumulated through talent, resilience, and strategic career evolution that has transformed early fame into sustained professional and financial stability. Jamie Foxworth was born on December 17, 1979, in Belleville, Illinois, and began portraying Judy Winslow in Family Matters in 1989 at age 10. Judy was the youngest Winslow child, sweet, spirited, and often the innocent anchor in family storylines, but her character was abruptly written out after season 4 without explanation, a move that caused confusion and resentment among fans. Foxworth's off-screen life quickly became far more turbulent. Growing up under the pressures of early fame and sudden career rejection, she faced depression, substance abuse, and the strain of a trust fund depleted to support family financial crises. The most controversial period of her life occurred between 2000 and 2002 when she entered the adult film industry under the alias Crave, a decision that would bring both personal and public scrutiny, and later inspire candid discussions on celebrity rehab and the Oprah Winfrey Show about recovery and resilience. Her personal life continued to be complex, with the challenges of single parenthood, the lingering effects of childhood stardom, and navigating public judgment while rebuilding her life. Foxworth endured both emotional and professional instability, including estrangement from industry peers and the ongoing need to reconcile a once promising career with adult realities. As of 2025, Jaime Foxworth is 45, raising her son, and has rebuilt a modest life with an estimated net worth of $50,000, a stark contrast to her early fame, a financial and emotional testament to the long-term impact of early stardom, abrupt rejection, and personal battles that have defined her journey from child star to survivor. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through classic television history. If you enjoyed learning about the cast of Family Matters and where they are now, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more vintage Hollywood retrospectives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your memories and suggestions, so let us know which TV show or movie cast you'd like us to feature next.